My name is Dennis Schleicher. At first, I felt like I was getting a lot of closure, and then I started to have doubt because when I recorded it, it was in March, the beginning of March, and then the reporter, it kept getting pushed out and pushed out and pushed out. When she finally reached out to me and told me it was going to be airing for Pride Month, it was a sense of relief, but also I was it's a fear of the unknown because I don't know what angle they're going to take, and I don't know if it's going to be sensationalized. Oh yes, very much so, because, and I've been on international and national talk shows all over the world that aired in over 100 countries. I shouldn't be nervous because I'm used to this. And it's just the fact that it's taken me 33 years to finally get closure to being attacked. The fact that it's airing in Pride Month, that is going to get a lot of press. It's people at other news stations are going to want to know how can they get their version of the story. Right now, it's only Fox News, so you have NBC, ABC, CBS, all the other networks, and I don't know what it's going to turn into. I would be selective about it. I gave it to Fox because I trust the reporter. Absolutely, without a doubt, I trust her. That if they're bullied, or if they're experiencing any type of bullyingness, that they know that there is hope and there can be closure. They need to reach out to somebody and say, I've been bullied, or I think I'm being bullied or targeted, and you keep telling people until someone listens. Do not give up. Do not. We need a voice. We need more voices. We need more people to say, I was a victim of bullying. I was a victim of hate crimes. My friend, Marie Osmond, when her son committed suicide in Los Angeles, she had his iPhone, and as news started to break, the kids that bullied him were texting him to say, are you okay? I'm sorry. I get a lot of strength from Marie as a friend. She did not want to press charges against those people because she wanted them to be reminded of what they've done and to always know that they have to find forgiveness and to constantly remember that bullying hurts. Wow, that's a good one. Because I think sometimes I say that this situation has made me who I am today, a stronger person. At the time, I don't know where I got the strength to stand up strong and to say, this is unacceptable. I was so naive and so innocent. I didn't think anybody watched those shows. When I first went on Sally, I thought, nobody's gonna watch this. Who watches that? And I didn't realize 20 million people were gonna see it in US, Canada, and Mexico. I didn't realize when I first walked into the mall the day it aired, that night I went to the mall, and the woman behind the Clinique counter was like, that's him! That's the kid that was on the show! I mean, people were coming up to me left and right. And then after a while, people started recognizing me because I did 7 shows. My 17-year-old self has taught me to be strong. If I see somebody being bullied, that's when I'm stepping in. If I hear that somebody is being mistreated, I reach out and I say, what can I do? How can I help you? I've been through this. Do you need a friend to talk to? Believe them. Don't shove it under the rug. Get on the phone with their guidance counselor. Call the principal immediately. Meet with that principal. Hold that principal accountable and say, what are you doing to help this situation to stop and cease and desist now? Follow up. I didn't think they were talking about me. I thought they were talking about somebody else when they said that fag needs to be killed. That gay is disgusting. I didn't know they were talking about me. I just was using the urinal. And it wasn't until somebody took their foot and went and shoved it. And they were wearing boots, combat boots actually. And I just went, and that's something I've relived over and over and over again. I cannot use a urinal till this day. I have to use a stall. I remember trying to get out of the bathroom, but there were 15 students screaming, fight, 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 kill him, faggot, kill him, fight. I mean, chanting. When the door was shut and they pegged me up against the wall, I was in the corner and the door was only 2 feet from me, maybe 4 feet. I was in that corner and they were taking turns. One person was holding me up. My feet were dangling. I was a size 28 waist. I was 5'7" and a half. And they were taking turns punching me. And I remember coughing and blood was coming out of my mouth. And I just kept saying, please let me go, please let me go. And they tossed me. When the security guard was able to push the door open, because there was a security guard scheduled to be outside as a monitor. When he pushed the door open, he was a little frail, elderly guy. He didn't, have the strength to step in. And I understand that. But when he got the door open was when the person that had me pegged up threw me. And I was like a bowling ball. I just went in to the door. Put a hole in the bathroom door. And those are no cheap doors. Those are hard wood. And I was dizzy. I remember lying there, feeling like I was a cartoon with birds going around my head, and just feeling, wow. And I'm like, but Dennis, you gotta get out of here. Dennis, you gotta get. And I had mace on my keychain in my pocket. I will never forget it. I was wearing a tan suede jacket that I had just modeled for. And it was an expensive jacket. Not that it means anything, but I modeled it. So I got it. They gave it to me. And I reached in there and I got my keychain, and this couple kids came at me, one of them with the switchblade, and he says, "I'm gonna effing kill you, faggot." And I kept saying, "Please, please leave me alone." And I just sprayed the mace and I went like this. I was arrested the day the first talk show aired on Sally Jesse Raphael's show for 5 counts of assault, 2 counts of physical injury to a minor. I didn't realize it, but that is a major felony. That's like I attacked and hurt 7 people. And I was just a little kid. I was scrawny. Never fought in my life. Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. Or I would have been seriously injured or living with a lifelong disability, or I do have a scar from it. It did graze me on my neck. And every morning I look in the mirror and I look up, I can feel it. My nose is crooked. It's like one nostril's bigger than the other because that was broken. Nothing was ever done. No charges were ever brought against those who attacked me. I blocked them out. I don't know who they are. I have heard that one of them worked at a bank when he graduated high school, and that he had searched in my bank accounts. He knew what I had, and I thought that was a violation. I should have went down to my bank. He worked at a different branch, and I should have had him fired, but I didn't. I wasn't able to leave my house or walk without mace. It took me 9 years. I was constantly having that hand on a mace trigger when I was walking because I was fearful. It took years of therapy. I did about 10 years worth of therapy after that. Back in 2009, I went back to therapy for it. And I'm hoping that with my high school social worker coming forward and talking about the illegal activity of the school superintendent letting me go or graduate me with just my credits, it's going to bring closure to me. I can't even drive by that school now. I just look at it and go, I want to cry. I forgive you. I know we were all different then. I was a different person then. I would hope that you have grown up and become more acceptable. I would sit down and have lunch with you anytime. As a friend. I forgive them. You have to. If you don't forgive somebody, this is what a lot of people don't realize, is it tears apart. It causes health issues, strokes, heart attacks, internal stress. You need to find a way. And I did that. I did this through therapy, and most importantly through the Bible, is love thy neighbor and love thy enemy. That has brought me great closure. And if you're somebody who ever bullied somebody before, apologize to them. Reach out to them. Say, I am so sorry. Is there anything I can do to make that up? They may not want to talk to you, so write them a letter. Show it to your friends. Get their advice as to how it should be worded. And if they don't, the person that you bully doesn't want to talk to you, that's okay. At least you did your thing by saying, I'm sorry. No, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Look at your challenges as your strengths and ask yourself, how can you take a situation and turn it into a positive? Don't give up.